Motorcycling is facing a quiet crisis. Riders are losing faith in what used to be rock-solid machines. Once trusted brands are now plagued by recalls, breakdowns, and vanishing build quality. In this storm of uncertainty, one question stands tall. Which bikes can you actually count on? Today, we uncover the top 25 most reliable motorcycles of all time. Machines that defied the odds, earned their stripes, and kept riding long after others quit. Stick around, because if you're thinking of buying a bike, what you see next could save you thousands. Let's break down the legends of reliability and what makes them truly unstoppable. 25. Yamaha V-Star 650. It doesn't scream performance, and it's never tried to. But the Yamaha V-Star 650 has quietly built a cult following for one reason. It just keeps going. Introduced in 1997 as a middleweight cruiser in Yamaha's Star line, the V-Star 650 offered an alternative to more expensive Harley-Davidson models, blending classic cruiser looks with Japanese engineering know-how. Its 649cc air-cooled V-twin engine isn't about power, it's about smoothness and consistency, and it delivers. The bike's shaft drive system, often reserved for pricier models, eliminates the need for constant chain maintenance. Combine that with a low seat height, user-friendly ergonomics, and minimal electronics, and you've got a bike that welcomes new riders but stays loyal to veterans. Owners report clocking over 100,000 miles with basic maintenance. No major issues, no drama. One rider put it best: it starts, it runs, it rides every damn time. There's something to be said for a bike that expects nothing and gives you everything. The V-Star 650 might not win races, but in the reliability department, it's always on the podium. 24. Honda CRF250L. Dual sport bikes often live rough lives. Dirt, dust, water crossings, and the occasional fall are all part of the game. So it says something that the Honda CRF250L not only survives, but thrives under those conditions. Introduced in 2012, the CRF250L was Honda's answer to riders looking for a truly versatile machine, capable on dirt, civilized on pavement, and built to last. The water-cooled, fuel-injected 249cc single-cylinder engine is tuned for longevity, not peak performance, which makes it ideal for everything from light off-road trails to urban commuting. Its steel frame and long travel suspension are durable without being overcomplicated. And with Honda's famously conservative engineering philosophy, nothing about the bike feels rushed or fragile. It's not just a beginner bike, it's a forever bike, said one adventure vlogger after 30,000 miles across Asia. What sets the CRF250L apart is its global reputation. You'll find them in rural towns in Laos, on city streets in Mexico, and navigating mud trails in Uganda. It's built for the world and built to last. 23. Kawasaki Ninja 250-300. In the realm of small sport bikes, few machines have made as big an impact or stuck around as long as the Ninja 250 and 300. Originally launched in 1986, the Ninja 250 went through several evolutions before the 300 took over in 2013. But throughout its decades-long run, one thing stayed the same: incredible dependability in a compact package. These bikes were made to be thrashed, redlined, and dropped, and to keep going like nothing happened. The high-revving parallel twin engine is surprisingly resilient, with a red line over 12,000 RPM and a design that shrugs off abuse. The transmissions are known for holding up even when new riders miss a few shifts, and the lightweight chassis makes everything from handling to pushing it in a garage easy. It was my first bike, and 10 years later it's still going strong. A lot of riders outgrow these machines, but many keep them around. Not out of nostalgia, but because they simply won't die. Affordable, easy to maintain, and shockingly tough, the Ninja 250-300 is the sport bike that doesn't know when to quit. 22. BMW R1150 GS. There are motorcycles that can handle adventure, and then there's the BMW R1150 GS, the bike that defined it. Produced from 1999 to 2004, the R1150 GS is the second iteration in BMW's GS lineage to feature the rugged oil-head boxer twin. With 1,130 cc of torque-rich power, a shaft drive, telelever front suspension, and ABS before it was standard, the R150GS brought together comfort and toughness in a way no bike had before. It wasn't just marketing hype. Riders around the world took the R1150GS across Africa, the Americas, and through remote corners of Asia. It was a tool, a beast of burden, and a reliable companion that never backed down. "When you're in the middle of nowhere, there's only one bike I trust," said one overlander after 80,000 miles. Sure, it has its quirks. Final drives need attention. The ABS system is old school. But the bones of the bike, the engine, transmission, and frame, are practically indestructible. With proper care, these machines regularly see six-figure mileage and keep going. 21. Suzuki DR650. The Suzuki DR650 is a masterclass in mechanical minimalism. No frills, no fuss, just function. The Suzuki SV650 may be one of the more underrated motorcycles on this list, but it's earned its place with years of proven reliability. Powered by a 645cc V-twin engine, the SV650 is known for its smooth power delivery, excellent handling, and indestructible nature. Many owners tout the bike's ability to rack up serious miles with minimal issues, thanks to its simple design and minimal electronics. "I've had mine for over 10 years and it has always been reliable," says a seasoned rider who uses the bike for daily commuting and weekend canyon runs. Originally released in the 1990s and barely changed since, the DR650 SE has found a cult following among those who value durability over modern conveniences. Its 644cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine is about as old school as you can get in a modern bike, and that's a big part of why it's so reliable. With no radiator, no complex electronics, and a simple carburetor, there's very little to go wrong, and everything is easy to fix if it does. Whether you're thousands of miles from a dealership or just wrenching in your garage, the DR650 is as straightforward as they come. If the world ends, I'm keeping my DR. It'll outlast the apocalypse. Its reputation is so solid that riders routinely take DRs on round-the-world trips, often modifying them to carry fuel, gear, and spares. But even in stock form, the DR650 is a tank disguised as a trail bike. 20. Honda CB750, 1969 to 2003. If reliability had a Hall of Fame, the Honda CB750 would be enshrined in gold. When it hit the scene in 1969, it didn't just change motorcycles, it rewrote the entire playbook. Honda's CB500X is a standout option for beginner and intermediate riders looking for a lightweight adventure bike. Its reliability lies in the simplicity of its 471cc parallel twin engine. The bike is easy to maintain and can handle long road trips with ease. Riders praise the bike for its ability to adapt to a variety of conditions, whether it's dirt roads or urban streets. I did a 3,000-mile trip on my CB500X, and it never skipped a beat. It's one of the most reliable bikes I've owned, shares a passionate rider. Dubbed the world's first superbike, the CB750 introduced 4 cylinders, disc brakes, electric start, and a price tag that undercut the competition. But it wasn't just innovative, it was bulletproof. Honda engineered the 736cc inline-4 with meticulous care, and the result was an engine that could run seemingly forever. This bike didn't need constant wrenching, it didn't leak oil like the British bikes it dethroned, and it didn't demand a mechanic's touch to stay roadworthy. You just rode it. My 78 CB750 has 160,000 miles, never rebuilt, still runs like a Swiss watch, said one lifelong owner. From the cafe racer scene to vintage touring builds, the CB750 remains a legend not just for what it was, but for how long it's lasted. Honda didn't just make history with the CB750, they made a machine that outlived its own era. 19. Yamaha FJR1300. Long-distance riders need more than comfort. They need confidence. The kind that comes from knowing your machine won't fail you 500 miles from home. That's where the Yamaha FJR1300 shines. The Kawasaki Ninja 250 is one of the most beloved entry-level sport bikes, and for good reason. Its 249cc parallel twin engine is both efficient and durable, making it a top choice for new riders looking for a reliable machine. The Ninja 250 was also praised for its lightweight design, which made it incredibly maneuverable and easy to ride for beginners. I used my Ninja 250 for years, and I never had a single issue. It's the bike that taught me how to ride, and I trust it completely, says a veteran sport bike rider. Introduced in 2001, the FJR1300 blends sport bike performance with touring sensibilities. Its 1,298cc inline-4 is buttery smooth, with gobs of torque and an uncanny ability to gobble up highway miles without breaking a sweat. And it's engineered to go the distance. Literally. The FJR's reputation for reliability is nearly unmatched in the sport touring world. Owners report odometers well into six-digit territory with nothing more than basic maintenance. Shaft drive, simple electronics, especially in earlier models, and an overbuilt engine contribute to its near-mythical status. I've crossed 48 states on my FJR. It's my iron horse, one iron butt rider shared. It's not the flashiest bike on this list, but for those who chase the horizon, the FJR 1300 is the one you want between your legs. 18. Honda Super Cub. With over 100 million units sold globally, the Honda Super Cub is the most produced motor vehicle in history. Think about that, and they're still going. The BMW GS1200 is an iconic adventure motorcycle that combines luxury, performance, and reliability. Known for its rugged build and long-distance endurance, the GS1200 is one of the most favored touring bikes in the world. Riders who travel internationally or long distances swear by the GS1200's ability to withstand harsh conditions, as well as its strong engine and comfortable ride. One traveler recalls, "I took mine across Africa. It went through deserts, mountains, and jungle, and I never had a mechanical issue." First introduced in 1958, the Super Cub is less a motorcycle and more a global movement. Its step-through frame, tiny engine, and simple 3-speed semi-automatic transmission made it accessible to literally anyone, regardless of age, skill level, or country. But what really made it iconic was its dependability. The little engine, ranging from 49cc to 125cc depending on the variant, is nearly impossible to kill. They've been ridden through jungles, deserts, war zones, and back alleys. Mechanics from Bangkok to Bolivia can fix one with basic tools, and spare parts are everywhere. "You meet the nicest people on a Honda," the original ad said. They just didn't mention those people would be riding the same bike 40 years later. If you want a machine that defines rugged simplicity and gets the job done, the Super Cub isn't just reliable, it's eternal. 17. Suzuki SV650. The Suzuki SV650 is the motorcycle world's favorite underdog. It's affordable, approachable, and absurdly durable. Whether you're a beginner or a track day junkie, the SV650 can keep up and keep going. For those seeking a cruiser that offers excellent reliability with a modern twist, the Honda Rebel 500 has earned its place. This liquid-cooled parallel twin-engine cruiser is favored for its low seat height and user-friendly handling, which makes it a great option for new riders or those transitioning from dirt bikes. Despite being relatively new on the market, the Rebel 500 has already gained a reputation for reliability, with many owners commenting on its ability to start reliably every time, even in challenging weather. "I've taken mine on a few long trips and it's never missed a beat," says a proud Rebel 500 owner. First introduced in 1999, the SV650 was Suzuki's answer to riders who wanted a versatile V-twin-powered machine without breaking the bank. Its 645cc liquid-cooled engine is the star here. It's lively, torquey, and nearly indestructible. What makes the SV650 legendary among mechanics is its resistance to abuse. Missed shifts? No problem. Dropped in a parking lot? Just pick it back up. Ride it hard every day? It'll thank you with another 50,000 miles. You'd have to actively try to kill an SV, and even then, good luck, says a longtime Suzuki tech. The bike has gone through various design tweaks over the years, but one thing has stayed the same: rock-solid reliability. If you only want one bike and you want it to last, the SV650 is hard to beat. 16. BMW R1200 RT. Touring isn't just about comfort, it's about trust, and the BMW R1200 RT has spent decades earning that trust from long-distance riders worldwide. Launched in 2005 as the successor to the R1150 RT, the R1200 RT brought improved performance, lighter weight, and updated tech. But it didn't mess with what mattered most: that reliable 1,170cc air-oil-cooled boxer twin. Known for its low-maintenance shaft drive, stable telelever suspension, and top-notch build quality, the R1200 RT can rack up miles like a Boeing 747. Riders regularly report crossing 100,000 miles with only routine service. When you're doing 600-mile days, you don't want surprises. That's why I ride an RT, says one cross-country tourer. BMW's Boxer engines are engineered for longevity. With proper valve checks and fluid changes, they'll outlast just about anything else on the road. The R1200 RT may be plush, but under all that luxury is a workhorse in disguise. 15. Kawasaki KLR650. The Kawasaki KLR650 is the cockroach of the motorcycle world, and we mean that as a compliment. First introduced in 1987 and produced nearly unchanged for over 30 years, the KLR650 is the ultimate apocalypse bike. It's simple, rugged, and practically impossible to kill. Whether you're crossing continents or just bashing trails on the weekend, this 651cc single-cylinder thumper will get you there and back without complaint. It's not the fastest, it's not the lightest, it's not the prettiest. But when it comes to reliability, the KLR is in a league of its own. Minimal electronics, air oil cooling in early models, and a famously overbuilt engine mean there's very little that can go wrong, and even less you can't fix with a rock and some duct tape. I've dropped mine in sand, snow, mud, and concrete. It still starts every time, says one veteran dual sport rider. It's the go anywhere, do anything bike that refuses to die. And if you want a motorcycle that's more mule than machine, the KLR 650 has your name on it. 14. Yamaha XT500. Before adventure bikes were a genre, the Yamaha XT500 was out there proving that one bike could do it all, and do it reliably. Launched in 1976, the XT500 featured a big 499cc four-stroke single that kicked like a mule but ran like a Swiss watch. Simple, carbureted, air-cooled, and built with Yamaha's trademark attention to detail, the XT earned its reputation in the deserts of Dakar and the trails of California. The bike was tough, dependable, and low maintenance. With no fragile electronics and a manual decompression lever to make starting easier, the XT500 thrived in the world's most punishing environments. It's not just reliable, it's indestructible, said one Dakar veteran. You run out of gas before you break it. Today, it's a collector's item. But back in its prime, the XT500 was the bike you took when there was no backup coming. It's old-school dependability in its purest form. 13. Suzuki DR-Z400S. Somewhere between street legal and dirt nasty, the DR-Z400S has carved out a name as one of the toughest dual sports ever made. With a liquid-cooled 398cc single-cylinder engine, the DR-Z400S strikes a balance between power and longevity. It's capable of serious off-road abuse, but still perfectly happy commuting in town. And it's got the kind of mechanical honesty that keeps riders coming back. It's not overbuilt, but it is built right. With a 5-speed transmission, fully adjustable suspension, and strong aftermarket support, the DR-Z400S is endlessly adaptable and almost impossible to wear out. I've got 75,000 miles on mine. Original engine, still wheelies, boasts one longtime owner. People ride them into the ground and then rebuild them and do it again. If you're looking for one bike to ride trails, hit the freeway, and survive whatever chaos you throw its way, the DR-Z400S is up for it. 12. Honda Shadow 750. Spirit, Aero, or Phantom. In a sea of V-twin cruisers trying to be Harley-Davidsons, the Honda Shadow 750 quietly became one of the most dependable mid-sized cruisers ever made. Whether it's the Spirit, Aero, or Phantom variant, these bikes all share the same rock-solid 745cc liquid-cooled V-twin engine. They're low-maintenance, shaft or chain-driven depending on the model, and built with Honda's obsession for longevity. What makes the Shadow special? It's comfortable, easy to ride, and stunningly reliable. Riders have crossed the country multiple times without so much as a hiccup, and they're famous for running smoothly into 6-figure mileage. I got mine new in 2003. 110,000 miles later, it's still my daily, said a commuter in Oregon. They may not win drag races, but they win loyalty. The Shadow 750 is the kind of bike that gets passed down because it just keeps running. 11. Yamaha Tenere. 700 adventure bikes are often judged by their tech and spec sheets, but the Yamaha Tenere 700 is a reminder that simple, reliable design still wins the long game. Powered by Yamaha's legendary CP2 689cc parallel twin engine, shared with the MT-07 and XSR 700, the T7 is engineered for resilience. It's compact, torquey, and overbuilt for punishment. Riders across the globe have praised it for its balance, its off-road chops, and most of all, its bulletproof nature. No ride modes, no TFT screen, just rock-solid mechanics, a strong frame, and a suspension setup that thrives in the rough stuff. I rode one from London to Cape Town, Zero issues, just tire changes and oil, said one adventure rider. In just a few short years, the Tenere 700 has earned its place in the pantheon of modern adventure bikes. It's the rare machine that's as fun on gravel as it is reliable in the garage. If you want something modern that still feels analog and just works, the T7 is it. 10. Kawasaki Ninja 250, 300, 400. If you learned to ride in the last 30 years, chances are good you started on a Ninja 250. Kawasaki's lightweight sport bikes have been a rite of passage for new riders, and surprisingly, they've built a reputation for bulletproof reliability. The Ninja 250 debuted in the 1980s, offering approachable power, sporty looks, and a willingness to be absolutely thrashed without complaint. The 300 and 400 successors kept that spirit alive, each improving on the last while keeping maintenance costs low and dependability high. They're light, efficient, and surprisingly capable. People race them, tour on them, and commute with them daily, and they just don't quit. Dropped it at 60 mph, picked it up, bent clutch lever, still rode home, one rider shared. With basic care, Ninja's small displacement sport bikes often go 50,000 plus miles, outlasting expectations and earning love from everyone from beginners to veterans. For a bike that punches well above its weight in fun and reliability, the Ninja 250, 300, 400 family is an all-timer. 9. BMW R1200 GS. At first glance, you wouldn't think a high-tech German adventure bike would make a most reliable list, but the BMW R1200 GS defies that assumption. This big boxer beast has been the global ADV standard for decades, and for good reason. It's built like a tank, tuned for distance, and backed by one of the best parts networks in the world. The air oil-cooled models, especially from the 2004-2012 era, are revered for their mechanical simplicity and longevity. Sure, they're complex machines, but that complexity is engineered, not haphazard. When something does wear out, it's often a bolt-on replacement, not a full teardown. I've crossed 200,000 kilometers on mine and still haven't had to open the engine, said one GS world tourer. From the Alps to the Andes, the R1200 GS has proven it can go the distance, and then some. It's not just an adventure bike, it's the adventure bike. 8. Honda Super Cub. How do you measure reliability? Try this. Over 100 million units sold. That's the Honda Super Cub. Since 1958, the Super Cub has been Honda's two-wheeled answer to the Volkswagen Beetle, a cheap, simple, and utterly dependable form of transport for the masses. Its air-cooled single-cylinder engine is about as close to indestructible as motorcycles get. In Asia, Africa, and beyond, Super Cubs are still daily riders, hauling groceries, families, and freight across every kind of terrain. Mechanics in remote villages can fix them with basic tools and duct tape, and they often run for decades with only the most basic care. Ours has been in the family since the 70s. It just won't die, one rural owner laughed. It's not fast, it's not glamorous, but in terms of real-world workhorse reliability, the Super Cub is the undisputed king. 7. Harley-Davidson Sportster Evolution Engine. Harleys don't always get praise for reliability, but the Evolution-powered Sportster is the exception. Introduced in 1986, the Evolution engine brought modern metallurgy and manufacturing precision to Harley's long-running Sportster line, and the result was a bike that, if you kept up on oil changes, just didn't give up. Sportsters with the Evo engine, especially from the late 90s onward, are famously tough. They don't leak. They don't overheat. They're stone simple to maintain. And with an enormous parts and modding scene, you can fix or upgrade almost anything with ease. It's the Toyota Hilux of Harleys. Mine's got 130,000 miles and still runs like new, said a longtime owner. Whether you ride it stock or chop it to bits, the Evo Sportster will keep ticking. It's the most reliable American cruiser ever made, and one of the most customizable too. 6. Suzuki SV650. No motorcycle on Earth has a better reputation for being both unkillable and fun than the Suzuki SV650. Launched in 1999, the SV650 combined a 650cc V-twin with a lightweight chassis and no-nonsense styling. It wasn't meant to be special, it was meant to be good. But in doing so, Suzuki accidentally made one of the best all-around bikes of the modern era. The engine is a marvel. It revs happily, pulls strong across the rev range, and just won't quit. Owners routinely hit 6-digit mileage without ever cracking open the cases. I tried to kill it. Wheelies, track days, redline all the time, still runs perfect, said one stunt rider. The SV650 is cheap to buy, cheap to run, and impossible not to love. If there were one bike you could recommend to absolutely anyone, it might just be this one. 5. Yamaha FJR1300. If you want a sport tourer that eats miles and spits out reliability, the Yamaha FJR1300 is your weapon of choice. The Yamaha FJR1300 is the epitome of touring excellence, offering comfort and reliability for those who enjoy long-distance touring. With its powerful 1,298cc inline-4 engine, the FJR1300 has been the choice of thousands of riders who need a bike capable of endless miles without sacrificing comfort. This bike's reliable shaft drive system and outstanding fuel efficiency make it a favorite among serious touring enthusiasts. I've put over 100,000 miles on my FJR1300, and it still runs like a dream, says a seasoned touring rider. Since its debut in 2001, the FJR has earned a cult following among long-distance riders, iron-butt competitors, and highway commuters who want performance and peace of mind. Its 1,298cc inline-4 is buttery smooth, torquey, and famously understressed, even when you're running it all day at high speeds. The bike features shaft drive, advanced electronics, later models, and a fairing built for serious weather protection. But the real magic? FJRs regularly clear 100,000 miles with only minor upkeep. "It's like the Toyota Land Cruiser of motorcycles, bulletproof," said one cross-country rider. The FJR1300 isn't flashy, but for getting from coast to coast year after year with no drama, it might be the most trustworthy sport tourer ever made. 4. Honda CB750, SOHC and DOHC variants. In 1969, Honda changed the world with one motorcycle, the CB750, and in doing so, they also helped define what reliability could look like in a high-performance machine. Known as the luxury touring bike, the Honda Goldwing is often considered the ultimate motorcycle for long-distance comfort and reliability. With its 6-cylinder engine and advanced technology, the Goldwing offers smooth power delivery and extremely comfortable ergonomics for both the rider and passenger. Riders around the world trust the Goldwing for tours that span thousands of miles, often without the need for major repairs. "My Goldwing has never let me down, and I've done 200,000 miles on it with nothing but routine maintenance," shares a lifelong Goldwing owner. The CB750 introduced the inline-4 layout to the masses, complete with electric start, front disc brakes, and a smooth, balanced engine that just didn't quit. Earlier SOHC models, 1969 to 1978, were simpler, while the later DOHC versions, 1979 to 1982, added more power and sophistication without compromising durability. These bikes were famously low maintenance, smooth, and tough as nails. Many are still running today, some on original engines after 40-plus years. "Bought mine for $500 and rode it across the U.S. twice. Never missed a beat," said one proud owner. The CB750 wasn't just a revolution, it was a benchmark for how good motorcycles could be. And in terms of staying power, it's still in a league of its own. 3. Kawasaki KLR650. The KLR650 might not win any beauty contests, but it wins hearts by being the cockroach of the motorcycle world. Tough, simple, and basically unkillable. One of the most iconic and reliable dual-sport motorcycles, the Kawasaki KLR650, is a workhorse that has been proven in some of the most rugged environments. Known for its simple, tough design, the KLR650's 652cc engine has been a staple in the adventure community for decades. Riders rave about its low-maintenance engine, ability to handle rough terrain, and unwavering dependability. The KLR650 is built for the long haul. "I've taken mine through jungles, deserts, and mountains. It's never failed me," says a seasoned adventure rider. First introduced in 1987, the KLR's 651cc single-cylinder engine remained mostly unchanged for decades, and that's a good thing. Its simplicity, air-cooled toughness, and forgiving design made it a favorite of adventurers, off-roaders, and post-apocalyptic preppers. It'll go through mud, snow, sand, and rain. It's not fast, it's not light, but it's honest, and it just works. Laid it down in Bolivia, zip-tied the fairing, kept going. "That was 40,000 miles ago," said one round-the-world rider. If you want a bike that'll run with a clogged air filter and a cracked piston ring, not that we'd recommend it, the KLR650 is your ride or die. 2. Honda Goldwing. If the FJR1300 is the Land Cruiser of motorcycles, the Honda Goldwing is the private jet, and it's every bit as reliable as it is luxurious. Often referred to as the first true modern motorcycle, the Honda CB750 set the standard for reliability when it was released in 1969. Its four-cylinder engine and bulletproof design quickly made it a favorite among motorcyclists, earning a reputation for lasting well over 100,000 miles with minimal problems. The CB750 is a legend for a reason. I bought mine new in 1970 and it still runs perfectly, recalls a longtime Honda enthusiast. Since 1975, the Goldwing has been Honda's flagship tourer and a mechanical marvel. The flat-six engine, introduced in the GL1500 and refined in the GL1800, is liquid-cooled, over-engineered, and smoother than silk. These bikes routinely pass 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. Owners report Goldwings outlasting not just other motorcycles, but the riders themselves. Shaft drive, reverse gear, cruise control, and car-like build quality put it in a class of its own. Mine has 246,000 miles. It's outlived two of my trucks, said one longtime wing owner. If you want a couch on wheels that will still start in the dead of winter and take you across the country without a hiccup, this is the ultimate choice. 1. Honda XR650L. And finally, taking the crown as the most reliable motorcycle of all time is the Honda XR650L. At the top of our list is the Honda XR650L, the bike that has proven time and time again that reliability is more than just a feature, it's an absolute priority. Its 644cc single-cylinder engine is designed to be as simple as possible, with a reputation for going through endless miles of harsh terrain without skipping a beat. The XR650L has been the go-to choice for adventure riders who need a machine that won't let them down in even the toughest conditions. I've ridden the XR650L across continents, and it's never left me stranded, shares a world traveler who has put the bike through some of the harshest conditions. This thing is a tractor with two wheels. Introduced in 1993 and barely changed since, the XR650L is the last of the old-school air-cooled dual sports, carbureted, simple, and tough as concrete. Its 644cc engine can run on garbage fuel, tolerate abuse, and still get you home. The frame is overbuilt, the suspension is rugged, and the whole bike is designed with one principle: never break down. I've ridden mine through Mexico, Baja, the Rockies, and back, changed the oil, lubed the chain, that's it, said one rider. Mechanics call it Honda reliable for a reason. It doesn't need fancy electronics. It doesn't care about altitude or climate. It's the bike that just keeps going, period. Thanks for watching. These bikes didn't just earn their spot, they defined what it means to be reliable. Got a favorite, or think we missed one? Drop it in the comments. We want to hear from you. Want more legendary machines and countdowns just like this? Click the video on the left. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a ride. Until next time, ride safe and stay legendary.